Investing and financing activities. After all the time we spend talking about the operating activities, this is kind of minor. It's not very big, but it's important because we need to make certain we can get any questions about investing and financing activities correct. When we're talking about investing activities, what we need to do is very simple. We need to identify the investing activities that the company took part in, and then all we care about is the cash in or cash out. Okay? All we care about is how much cash was paid or how much cash was received. We need to identify these transactions, and normally if there's a question, there's going to be some information, some balance sheet accounts, and then it's going to say other information. Normally the investing and the financing activities are in that other information, or you're going to use that other information to determine the cash flows. But all we care about is the cash received or the cash paid. Now, they may give us other information in the question that we're going to use to calculate the cash flows. But all we're interested in is how much cash was received or how much cash was paid. The information about original cost, about book value, about accumulated depreciation, about the gain or the loss. That's all relevant only if it helps us calculate the amount of cash that was received or paid. So let's look at an example that goes through how this is done. Knox Company sold a fixed asset that had an original cost of $20,000 and accumulated depreciation of $12,000 at the time of the sale. Knox realized a gain of $5,000 on the sale. Calculate the cash received. Now, this is interesting information, but it's not the cash flow. We need to know how much cash was received. All this information that we have here is going to help us do that. Okay, at the time of the sale, the asset had a book value of $8,000. There was a $12,000 cost and $12,000 of accumulated depreciation. So carrying value is $8,000. And we know that the asset was sold for a $5,000 gain, which means that we must have received $5,000 more than the book value. Cash received, $13,000. So that $13,000 is what goes on the statement of cash flows in the investing section as cash received from the sale of this equipment, okay, whatever this fixed asset was. Now, that's the investing section, but we're not completely done because that $5,000 gain is on the income statement. So this isn't part of the investing section, but that $5,000 gain is going to have to be taken out of the operating, or taken out of income as part of the operating activities section. Okay? The $5,000 gain has to come out of the operating section because it's not an operating activity. Okay? So whether it's the direct or indirect method, we have to take that $5,000 out. But it's the $13,000. It's that $13,000 that's presented in the investing section of the statement of cash flows. So that's investing activities. What we have left is financing activities. And basically, financing activities is exactly the same as investing activities. All we care about is the cash paid or the cash received. We don't care what the book value was. We don't care what we paid for. We don't care how much we received in the past, unless that information helps us determine how much cash was received. We sold shares. How much cash was received? We don't care what the market price was. We don't care what the exercise option, whatever. All we care about is how much cash was received. So investing and financing activities, very similar. We're interested in cash paid, cash received. The information for investing and financing activities will often come in that other section, maybe a little bullet list that's got a few items in it. Okay? That's going to give us the information about the gain, the loss, the book value, and things like that. But investing and financing activities, it's not that it's unimportant, it's just that it's a lot more simple than operating activities. Cash paid, cash received. That's what we're focused on. That's what goes in the sections for investing and financing activities. How much cash was paid or how much cash was received.